There's plenty of shows in Las Vegas tonight, but we've got the hottest ticket in town. So let's welcome the Ravens and the Raiders to the stage. Next on Monday Night Primetime.
NFL football has come to Southern Nevada as we are in the menacing new Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. The atmosphere here electric. No matter the venue, the home folks love their silver and black. They are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, a new season finally here. We had the great one Thursday night. All sorts of intrigue in the games yesterday, and now we put a bow on this first weekend with a good one here tonight.
We do put a spotlight on key games, don't we? Even key nights. Thursday night has become a spotlight night. How about Sunday night? But there still is some magic to playing on Monday night, and these two teams are feeling it.
Two here on a Monday night, the opener for these two teams as we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. The Raiders getting ready to go to work for the first time, and they're led by their quarterback in his 8th season now in silver and black, Derek Carr.
And the rumors were pretty strong. The teams asked about him in the offseason, but for once, got a pretty firm not available from the Raiders. Now in his 8th season as a Raider, still yet to appear in a playoff game. But last year, really solid numbers again. A third straight 4,000-yard campaign, 27 touchdowns, just 9 interceptions, and the highest analytical rating of his career. Derek Carr is one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
And there's a typical run by Josh Jacobs, one where as a defender, you have to make a decision about how you approach him because he's awfully physical with the ball in his hands. 12 touchdowns on the ground last year after 7 as a rookie, and he was a 1,000-yard rusher in each of his first 2 seasons. Wouldn't surprise me with enough touches, he can easily crack the 1,500-yard mark.
In to make the stop, Patrick Queen, the linebacker, the Ravens' leading tackler in 2020. 2nd and 8 coming up. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense set to take over and led by a man still just in his 4th season in the NFL, the 2019 MVP, Lamar Jackson.
The best numbers that Lamar Jackson possesses is that his team wins the vast majority of games that he starts at quarterback. But in addition, 2,900 yards rushing in his career. They know how to build around him and play to his strengths.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And a good catch there by Mark Andrews. And many think that paired with Lamar Jackson, they may be the best quarterback-tight end combo this side of Mahomes and Kelsey.
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from TCU, Trayvon Merrick. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you. That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
A first carry for Kenyon Drake. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. 2nd and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring.
Second and 4.
Shotgun now for Carr. And he finds Water in the end zone for a Raider touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Raiders have taken the early lead.
Well, the lost sleep that the defensive coordinator had all week preparing for this game, a good portion of it was trying to prepare for him because he's absolutely a phenomenal player.
And a lot of times around the goal line, they know it's going to him. It's just so hard to stop.
And that's where it really becomes difficult because you're exactly right. They know it's going to him, yet they still can't stop it. That tells you when you're a dominant player.
And they're going to stop him short of the 20 with a penalty flag down. What's the call here? So potentially a good chance now to answer back from the touchdown a minute ago as they get 15 yards tacked on.
It's going to give them much better starting field position, and they didn't even have to make an extra play to get it.
Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And got his man complete. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. It's a gain of 34.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
Here's Jackson to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Now, this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped. and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the...
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Another try after the first down sack. Carr, he'll find his tight end. That's Waller. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
That will third down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And some room to work. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
They run. Devontae Freeman. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's David Arnett picking it up, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
And he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Here's Jacobs. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Let's go tight end.
Yeah, we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Heading back onto the field, here's a look at Devontae Freeman now. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
forced out to his left. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line.
So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback.
And that is a situation where in a defender's mind, you just have to pick a point on the football field and think to yourself, I'm going to sprint full out and meet him at that point. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but he had to play diagnosed perfectly there.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson dancing to his left. That's going to be caught, and he'll be out of bounds. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll look to run with Freeman into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Again, it'll be Freeman. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Tucker's kick right there. It's good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here at our first Monday Nighter of the season as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston, where it was the Texans who picked up the victory at home. Deshaun Watson, 2 touchdown passes, as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. From there, we head up to Kansas City to check on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Mecole Hardman leading the way with 3 touchdown catches. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, 2 touchdown passes, as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. Next, they look at the next-gen stats for the Ravens in that first half. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they too didn't do a whole lot in terms of rushing efficiency in that first half, as you can tell by the numbers there. It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after that first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in Week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these 2 teams as we come back for this second half. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Coming back out to take the field, Mark Andrews and company. And some of his highlights here from this game, he's nearing 100 yards, partner.
And defensive worked so hard at how to try to slow down tight ends. It was a lot easier, partner, in the old days because they just lined up on the line of scrimmage, either put a defensive end or a linebacker over them and tried to body them so they couldn't get off the line of scrimmage easy.
And now?
Now, when they split out, detach from the line of scrimmage, you put a linebacker out there, they're often too elusive for them, shake them and get to the secondary too easily before someone else can try and pick them up.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. But a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. Freeman a first down and more. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but their of times, this game is about patience, isn't it? He's had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
64 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory, down at the 31. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6.
Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson can really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. On 2nd and goal. Jackson under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Escaping the pressure right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties. And they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Tucker's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 12-7. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side. I
would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Carr, a handoff here to Drake.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line. 2 yards the loss there, now 3rd and 14.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
It's brought in here by Willie Snead.
And he's going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, check Mike 6. Stay with me.
Now Carr. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Carr completes it. And he's got this down to the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now Carr again. And he'll go underneath here to Drake. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Mike 41. Mike 41.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Justin Houston able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. And back onto the field now comes Devontae Freeman. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in the game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson now, eluding the pressure right. 1st down and more for Jackson. And finally brought down at the 38.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And they'll indeed take a knee. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. So 1st and 2nd down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Throwing now is Jackson, being chased out left. This is caught inside the 15. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they take a knee.
Kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up 2nd down and a bit farther.
The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know what's really strange? I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like one time a week. The best teams I know, they practice it starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels.
And he'll try and throw here on the fake.
The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Ravens are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth-quarter lead.
You and I talk a lot about these special teams and how important those can be. That comes into play here. The defense, not very alert.
And this is something you work on all the time as a defender. Always saying, alert, be ready for the fake. But sometimes you fall asleep anyway.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. And now I'm listening to you.
So for Baltimore, it'll be a happy trip home as they start the season with a road victory here on a Monday night. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers.